Have you ever wondered if something as simple as your bedtime routine could quietly affect your life in ways you never imagined? It may sound surprising, but for millions of older adults, what happens in the hours before sleep could be shaping their long-term health or even putting them at risk. You see, as we age, the body becomes more delicate, more reactive. The heart doesn't bounce back as quickly. The brain needs more time to recover. And what used to be harmless habits like staying up late, dozing off in front of the TV, or skipping a consistent sleep schedule can quietly wear away at your well-being. What's most concerning is that many seniors keep these habits for decades without realizing they've become dangerous. Night after night, these silent routines may be stealing precious years, one restless hour at a time. In this video, we'll uncover 5 sleep habits that might seem innocent, but are far more harmful than you think. And most importantly, we'll show you how to change them, starting tonight. The second habit may shock you the most. Ready to find out what it is? Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Using electronic devices right before bed. In today's digital age, it's easy to fall into the routine of scrolling through your phone, watching TV, or checking emails just before bedtime. For many seniors, these devices offer comfort, connection, or even a way to ease loneliness. But what seems harmless, even helpful, can actually be quietly harming your health in ways you may not realize. As we age, our sleep becomes more fragile. The body's ability to produce melatonin, the natural hormone that signals to the brain that it's time to sleep, declines with age. And the blue light emitted from phones, tablets, and television screens blocks that melatonin production even further. This means that your brain is being told to stay awake at the very moment it needs to be winding down. But the damage doesn't stop at a poor night's rest. Over time, disrupted sleep caused by nighttime screen use can increase the risk of memory loss, depression, and even cardiovascular disease. Without restorative sleep, the brain cannot properly clear waste or form long-term memories, something critically important for seniors seeking to maintain independence and mental clarity. Emotionally, this habit can create a cycle of exhaustion and frustration. You might find yourself lying awake for hours, feeling anxious, disconnected, or restless, even after a full day. And because electronic media often delivers stimulating or negative content, such as news headlines or dramatic shows, it can trigger stress responses in the body, making true relaxation nearly impossible. To protect your sleep and your health, consider powering down screens at least an hour before bedtime. Replace them with calming rituals, soft music, prayer, a warm bath, or a good book. These simple changes aren't just about sleep, they're about reclaiming peace at the end of the day. And while light might disturb your night, there's another silent habit that could be even more dangerous, especially when it feels like something as innocent as a nap. Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Oversleeping during the day. For many older adults, daytime naps feel like a well-earned reward, a moment of peace in an otherwise long day. And in moderation, they can be. But when naps stretch into long, unstructured hours of sleep during the day, they can quietly disrupt your body's natural rhythms in ways that go far beyond just feeling groggy. Our bodies are built around cycles called circadian rhythms that regulate when we feel alert and when we feel tired. As we age, these internal clocks become more sensitive and easier to throw off balance. Long or irregular naps during the day can confuse the body into thinking it is already rested, making it much harder to fall asleep at night or to stay asleep once you do. This leads to fragmented nighttime sleep, and over time, that lack of deep rest takes a serious toll. Studies show that seniors who oversleep during the day are more likely to experience cognitive decline, increased risk of falls, and even symptoms of depression. The irony is painful. What starts as a quick nap for energy can turn into a habit that drains your mental clarity, weakens your body, and leaves you feeling more tired and disconnected than before. Emotionally, it's also isolating. Nights become longer, lonelier, and more restless. Days feel sluggish and unfocused. The line between rest and avoidance begins to blur. What the body truly needs is not more sleep, but better sleep at the right time. So, how do you reclaim the rhythm your body longs for? Start by limiting naps to 20-30 minutes early in the afternoon. Open the curtains, step outside, or take a light walk to signal to your brain that it's still daytime. These small actions help restore balance, not just to your sleep, but to your energy, your mind, and your mood. But what if the real danger to your sleep isn't when you rest, but how you rest? The next habit may be the one most overlooked, yet it has the power to affect your brain, your heart, and your entire future. Let's explore it now. 3. Not maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. As we move into our later years, many routines begin to change. Retirement frees up our mornings, the house quiets down, and the pressure of a strict schedule fades. But while it may seem like a blessing to sleep whenever we feel tired or stay up later watching television, this lack of structure can silently unravel one of the most critical aspects of our health, our sleep rhythm. The human body thrives on rhythm. It depends on consistent signals, light and dark, wake and rest, to regulate everything from hormone levels to blood pressure, brain function, and even immune response. When we sleep and wake at irregular times, especially as older adults, we throw off the internal clock that has guided us our entire lives. This can lead to trouble falling asleep, waking often during the night, or rising too early still feeling unrested. But the consequences reach deeper than fatigue. A disrupted sleep schedule has been linked to increased risks of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and even memory loss. Without regular deep sleep, the brain struggles to store memories, regulate emotions, or clear out the harmful proteins associated with dementia. What begins as simply going to bed a little later than usual can become a pattern that weakens not only the body but the spirit. Emotionally, it often shows up as confusion, irritability, or a subtle sense that days are blending into nights. And over time, that disorientation can erode confidence and independence. Two things every senior deserves to hold on to. To restore balance, start by setting a gentle routine. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Treat your sleep like the sacred healing time it is. But even the best routine won't protect you if your body is whispering signs of distress in the middle of the night. Signs that many seniors mistake as normal aging. What are these hidden red flags? And how can they quietly put your life at risk? The next habit may surprise you. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Ignoring nighttime breathing issues or irregular heartbeats. There's a dangerous belief that many seniors hold quietly inside, that snoring, breathlessness, or sudden heart flutters in the night are just part of getting older, just things to endure. But these symptoms are far from harmless. In fact, they are often the body's desperate cry for help, whispering warnings that too often go unnoticed until it's too late. Snoring may seem like a simple annoyance, but it can be a sign of obstructive sleep apnea, a condition where the airway partially or completely collapses during sleep. This forces the heart and lungs to work harder, over and over again, robbing the brain of oxygen hundreds of times a night. The result isn't just daytime fatigue, it's a dramatically increased risk of high blood pressure, stroke, and even sudden cardiac death. The quiet gasps, the choking sounds, the heart racing without cause, these are not just quirks of aging. They are medical emergencies in slow motion. Even more troubling, many people never know it's happening. Unless a partner notices or unless the fatigue becomes unbearable, the signs are dismissed. But sleep apnea and other nighttime heart issues have been linked to cognitive decline, accelerated dementia, and an increased risk of falls due to poor sleep quality. For those who wake up with pounding heartbeats, dry mouth, or unexplained anxiety in the night, don't brush it off. These moments may feel fleeting, but their impact is lasting. Speak to your doctor, request a sleep study, or monitor your oxygen levels at night. The earlier you act, the more power you reclaim over your health. Because the truth is, what happens while you sleep may be shaping how you live and how long. But even more surprising, the very thing you trust most each night, your medication, could be quietly adding fuel to the fire. Let's talk about that next. 5. Taking medications before bed without proper guidance. For many seniors, taking medications before bed has become a nightly ritual, almost second nature. A pill to ease the pain, another to lower the blood pressure, maybe one more to help with sleep. It feels like routine maintenance, the quiet tending of a body that's carried you through a lifetime. But what if, without even realizing it, these well-intentioned habits are doing more harm than good? As we age, our bodies metabolize drugs differently. The liver processes medications more slowly. The kidneys take longer to filter out waste. A dose that once worked perfectly can suddenly become too much. And yet, few people question it. We trust the bottle, the label, the habit. But certain medications, especially sedatives, sleep aids, antidepressants, painkillers, and blood pressure drugs, can pose significant risks when taken at the wrong time or without oversight. Sleep medications, for instance, may seem like a simple solution for restlessness, but they often linger in the system, causing drowsiness the next morning, impairing balance, and dramatically increasing the risk of falls. Others, like benzodiazepines, can weaken breathing at night or cloud memory over time, accelerating cognitive decline in ways that are hard to reverse. Even seemingly harmless over-the-counter remedies like antihistamines or herbal blends can interact with prescription drugs in unpredictable ways. And blood pressure medication, if taken without timing adjustments, may cause nighttime hypotension, reducing blood flow to the brain when the body is already most vulnerable. The danger isn't always immediate. Sometimes it builds slowly, night after night, until confusion sets in or a fall happens, or sleep becomes shallow and fragmented, robbing the brain and heart of the healing they desperately need. So before swallowing that next pill at bedtime, pause. Ask your doctor, is this still the best time? Is there a safer option? Never assume that what worked before still works now, because sometimes the quiet things we don't question become the ones that hurt us most. But what if the true key to safer, more restorative sleep isn't about avoiding danger, but creating a space where rest can actually heal you? there's one final truth you need to hear. Conclusion: sleep is not just rest, it is renewal. As we grow older, the world begins to slow down. Our pace changes, our priorities shift, and we start to measure life not in years, but in moments, quiet mornings, warm conversations, and peaceful nights. And yet, in the silence of those nights, there may be unseen threats quietly eroding our health and our dignity. Sleep is not merely the act of closing our eyes. It is the body's sacred time for healing, restoring, and renewing everything from our hearts to our memories. It is the time when the brain clears away toxins, when the immune system strengthens its defenses, when the heart finds its rhythm, and when the spirit, so often burdened by the noise of the day, finally finds calm. But that healing process can only happen when sleep is safe, deep, and undisturbed. And the truth is, many of the dangers we've discussed, nighttime falls, sleep apnea, medication mismanagement, poor sleep routines, are not inevitable. They are preventable. They are the result of habits we've inherited, patterns we've never questioned, and routines we've carried into old age without realizing the rules have changed. Changing these habits is not about fear. It's about reclaiming control. It's about recognizing that every night we live through is a gift, and how we treat that time matters. A safer sleep routine isn't just about avoiding disease or injury. It's about waking up each morning feeling steadier, clearer, and more in touch with who we are. It's about protecting our independence, our memory, our mobility, and yes, even our joy. So take these changes seriously. Start with one habit tonight. Maybe it's moving your medication to an earlier time, dimming the lights, and turning off the TV an hour before bed, or simply setting your alarm to wake up at the same time tomorrow. Every small adjustment is an act of self respect. Every effort you make honors the body that has carried you this far. Because at this stage of life, rest is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. And through better sleep, we don't just live longer, we live better. Sleep wisely, sleep safely. You've earned it. And remember, sometimes the smallest nighttime change can lead to the biggest difference in how you feel when the sun rises again. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.